Hey, good afternoon there, Professor and class. How's everyone doing? My name is Corey Pickens Thompson. I'll be telling you today the truth about what's going on in Chicago. I say the truth about what's going on in Chicago because I travel different places, and all the time people ask me, where are you from? And I say, I'm from Chicago. And they say, hey, what's going on in Chicago? I hear this and that on the news all the time. And, to keep things brief, I just say that it's the same everywhere. It's no different than what's going on in Cleveland, Detroit, wherever, New York. But the truth of the matter is, there's really more to it. There's a much more sinister plot as to why Chicago is the way it is, how it got this way. And so I'll give you a brief rundown of everything that's happened up until now. And maybe you can get a better picture of what's going on. So basically, back when Chicago was planned, it was really built on segregation. It was highly segregated. It still is to this day. Basically, when the people came here from the South during a period that we call the Great Migration, basically what that was when people from the South moved to the North to escape Jim Crow laws in the South, in which I don't know if you can see that's the Great Migration. It's like birds flying, and that's the term of endearment they gave to that period when many people migrated from the South, where slavery, basically the Confederate type states. States that still operated as with white and black water fountains, white and black bathrooms, white and black schools, things of that nature, up until 1964, but that's another lesson. And again, I live in Chicago 31 years. I live in Texas now, but like being a native Chicagoan all my life, I kind of watched these things growing up, and it's kind of cool to finally understand why things are the way they are, some of the things. But during the Great Migration, people came north, and when they came to Chicago, they had to live in certain areas of the city. This was done basically to create division amongst class and race, financial status, and basically to keep, certain resources that may have been available in the areas where, other races may have lived, other ethnicities may have lived. They may have programs available there and resources available there that, the minority communities did not have readily available to them. So that put a damper on things for sure. Then a little bit shortly after that, that's the redlining. Then you have white flight, which they went hand in hand in the communities where was prevalent with whites that was able to have African Americans move into those communities. The white residents, they fled to different areas of the community or of the city, or they fled to the suburbs. And so that's the story of that. Somewhere down in this line, somewhere down the line here, they had the idea to build housing projects, public housing projects. Let me see. Maybe I can see. Yeah, the idea to build public housing projects came about, in which basically Mayor Daley was the mayor at the time. He decided to build upward instead of outward. He's like, we're going to go ahead and keep these people, build them on top of each other instead of building them outward to prevent urban sprawl. Basically, what that did is create a division amongst families, because in order to qualify for these Section 8 vouchers or low income to move in these projects, a lot of times it required for a household to be single family, single parent household, They wanted made for like basically the father to be not in the home. Well, that was an incentive, I would say. And so now you got a mother governing these kids, or a grandmother governing, because a lot of times, that's who was raising these kids, due to the fact that the influx of narcotics, which I must add is not readily available in this country. It doesn't grow domestically here. It has to be some type of way that powers that be systemically push these things through here. So, a lot of times the mom may have succumbed to a drug habit, or the dad may have, fall victim to a drug habit, or started selling drugs to provide for his family because of lack of resources due to jobs. So it's just a trickle-down effect. It's a trickle-down effect of the domino effect of social policies and social injustices coming together to cause the problems that we see today. Let me see here. I have another visual aid that I wanted to get out to you. And that is the disparity in the school systems. There's a disparity in the school systems across the city. You may have a school here, Lincoln Way North, in the suburbs, that have swimming pools and state-of-the-art equipment. And then you may have a school here in the inner city, that's John Marshall Metropolitan High School in my neighborhood, East Garfield Park, on the west side, where they lack resources. They have the same resources that they had from 20 years ago, and that's not good. And then you have police officers in the schools. You have the preschool to prison pipeline is what they call it. So all of these social policies and disparities in these policies have caused Chicago to become what it is today. It has bred environment that these types of things can thrive. And so when you see one of these stories on the news, if you know this type of information and what people have come up against, perhaps you can be more empathetic, empathize with these groups of people who have fallen victim into this system that was created. It's created to be this way. Hope you enjoyed my presentation. I know I'm a little bit over, but it's been nice talking to you. Leave any comments or feedback you may have. I'll be happy to respond. Thank you.